Hello and welcome to EHC TV. This is the sports interview. I'm Logan Nestor along with Alex Cooper. Alex, how are you today?
I'm doing all right. You?
Good. Alex, you're a freshman cross-country runner for the men's cross-country team. It's been, a rebuilding year for this team, second year under Coach Antonucci, one of his first recruiting classes. How have you enjoyed the season so far?
I've enjoyed it really well. I came in not sure exactly what to expect, but Coach Antonucci pulled together a good first recruiting class. It was me and Jackson Fizel and Kevin Watts, two other freshmen that he pulled in from North Carolina and Northern Virginia respectively, and the future looks really bright for the program. I'm excited to be part of the rebuilding stage.
All right, and you mentioned three freshmen, you and two other guys, and you guys have been three of the top runners on the team all year long. That's a really good sign for a developing team. Talk about what it's taken to come in and be the leader as far as times go for a team as three freshmen.
Well, I've really relied on a lot of my high school experience. I had a really good high school structure in Christiansburg, and came in using a lot of that knowledge to run fast and use what Coach Antonucci was doing in practices, getting transition to the longer distances. In high school, you run 5 kilometers, and now we're running 8 kilometers, and it's a very, very, very different race. And using some of the longer training techniques that Coach Antonucci has implemented to get used to it.
Well, you said run fast, but then you talk about the different techniques. Tell us a little bit, for some of us who may not know as much about cross country, tell us a little bit about what the difference in mindset is between a 5K and an 8K.
The 8K, while it only takes about 10 to 12 minutes longer, is a very, very long race mentally. You have 3 miles in a 5K and 5 miles in an 8K. And honestly, being a freshman, I don't really know how to run an 8K yet. I'm just kind of out there doing what I can, running and sort of getting a feel for how things are in that type of distance. But the main thing is that you can't go out too fast. You have to be a little bit conservative in the very beginning, because if you do, there are 4 more miles that are gonna really be tough for you.
And do you feel like as a freshman you've handled that well, or do you think that that's something that you're really going to have to improve on over the next 3 years to be part of a competitive team?
I feel like I've handled it well so far. I think there's always more you can learn, always more you can learn about the sport of cross country and track and field. But I believe that at this point in time, I've done about as best as I can in adjusting to the new distance.
And let's talk a little bit about Coach Antonucci. Before Coach Antonucci got here, it was an assistant basketball coach who was also the cross-country coach. So obviously, cross-country was playing second fiddle. All right, Coach Antonucci comes in. He is a full-time cross-country coach. Cross-country is his passion. Do you feel like that's helped the program?
Absolutely. We on the team now pretty much consider this to be the second year of the Emory and Henry cross-country program under Coach Antonucci. And before, it's a little bit sad how the school treated the sport, but we're really excited that now things have taken a turn for the better, and Coach Antonucci is very knowledgeable in the sport. He knows a lot. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he's getting this program on an up curve.
All right, and let's talk about that a little bit. You said that, before he got here, it was kind of playing second fiddle. Would you have came to the school to run cross country with it in that shape, or does Coach Antonucci being here and there being more of a focus on the program, did that really sell you?
I would have still looked at Emory and Henry and possibly come here, but not to run cross country. The structure that Coach Antonucci provides is really what I was looking for. When I was making my college decision, I knew that I would only run if I went to Emory and Henry because of the type of program that he had here.
All right, and let's talk a little bit about results. It's a rebuilding year and things like that, but still, sports are results driven. Tell me a little bit about the results for both the men's team and the women's team thus far, because you guys practice together a lot.
Well, we are one team. We run in separate races, but that's about the only thing we do separate. We were preseason ranked 10th out of 11th, the men were, in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference, and we are definitely in an underdog position. We like being in that position because it doesn't put a lot of focus on us, a lot of pressure on us. Nobody's really expecting anything from us this season, but we would like to shoot for as high as 6th place this year. That's really our goal. And the way that things have been going, we've all been dropping times every single meet, which we've only had 3 so far. But with the way that this season has been going for both the men's and the women's teams, we should be able to achieve our goal. The women are in a similar position of being an underdog in the ODAC as well.
All right, great, and it's glad to hear that you're still sixth, not the top of the conference, but really on the up and up, especially when you consider that you were picked 10th. When the season started, did you know that you were going to be able to maybe go up that high, or has it kind of been a revelation?
That was our original goal, as high as it got, and the fact that it hasn't changed is good. Emory-Henry has never been that high in the standings in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference ever. So to be sixth would be a huge stepping stone for our program. And notice I said stepping stone. That's not where we're going to go and sit. That's not where we're going to be complacent. We have a lot of recruits in almost every weekend now in the fall, where we're trying to build our program to get us up into the top 3, top 2, or even to bring home an ODAC championship eventually.
All right, and you talked about that Emory-Henry was really the only school that you were looking at where you said, hey, I'm going to go here and run cross country. So obviously you're involved in several other things. Can you tell me a little bit about some of those things?
Well, I am in the honors program at Emory-Henry, and that's probably my biggest other commitment. I have intentions of being part of some spiritual life, and I broadcast some soccer games on the radio.
We were actually able to broadcast a soccer
We
game
were.
together, so that was exciting last night.
Yesterday was my first day on the job for WEHC.
I did a great job there, and also doing a great job with the cross country team. So next year, all right, let's talk about next year. What do you hope to give to the freshmen that maybe there weren't enough upperclassmen to give to you when you came in? What advice would you give a freshman next year coming in?
I would really tell them to believe in the process, to believe in the goals that we have at Emory-Henry, and don't let the size of the school deter you from coming here. Don't let what place we get this year or last year or the year before that deter you from coming to our school. We are an up-and-coming program. We are the definition of an up-and-coming program, and you want to come here because you want to be a part of something where you build and you work towards a common goal. I think it's just a really special opportunity to come to a small school, close community, and have an even closer community as your team, and try to work towards a common goal and bringing the team up.
All right, great. Thanks, Alex. That was your EHC TV sports interview. I'm Logan Nestor along with Alex Cooper, and we'll see you next week.